All right, guys, we're back. Okay. Sorry for the mishap there. I guess the internet just cut out. The internet here at my parents is not as fast as the one that I've been using in Tennessee. So the bandwidth, I've been using all the bandwidth, which I think cut out. So it's possible I may have used all of it, and I guess maybe the network got overloaded or something like that. But anyway, I'm back. I apologize. So anyway, let me just wait for a few more people to join. I think right now we have 6. I tell you what, if you guys can do me a favor, contact your friends who left or anybody, go tell them now that we are back live. Hopefully it doesn't cut out again, so we should be good to go. Let me go ahead and just make sure that everything is in check, and then I'll introduce you to my twin brother Jake, who's right next to me, this ugly guy. So 1 second here. Let's see.
It means you're ugly too, right?
Let's see. Trying to see where the comment box is on this. All right, 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Huh. My face looks so funny. So the other video that I was just doing, just published it. I look like a hillbilly or something. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get to my chat box here now. All right, guys, just 1 second. I gotta find the chat box. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I'm just looking for.
I think it's right there.
No, it's not. Let's see, 1 second. I'm just trying to find where this chat box is, I guess, and it's like my chat box isn't showing up now. See, it's not. Oh, here it is. Okay, 1 second. It's there. All right. All right, we got it. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we're set. Okay, so this is my twin brother, Jake. Okay, so Jake's only going to be with us for maybe about 15 minutes. But first, let me say that Jake is my twin brother. Okay. And Jake has a YouTube channel called Top Tactic Fishing, and he's based in Philadelphia. And he fishes for flathead catfish out there. And it's an invasive species, but it's kind of starting to make its way more prevalent in that area. And like I said, he fishes for flathead catfish out there. So if you guys have any questions for him, go ahead and shoot away so Jay can answer your questions. But I'm going to go ahead and put his YouTube channel in the comment box. That way you guys can check out his channel. So let me go to his channel real quick. And what I'm going to do is copy and paste his YouTube channel into the chat box here. So I just now put his YouTube channel. Go check it out. All right, so any questions you guys have for Jake regarding Jake, that way he can answer. He says, okay, this guy right here, Brennan says, what's the biggest catfish you've caught?
Biggest catfish I've caught. First of all, hey guys, my name is Jake. I'm Joe's twin brother. Just a little bit about me. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. which is more on the eastern side of the United States. Just like Joe said, I love going for catfish, specifically flatheads. Unfortunately, we don't have many blue catfish out on the east side of the United States, so we're really just kind of limited to flatheads and channel catfish. One of the questions that I've had was, what's the biggest catfish that I caught? Actually, it's in Tennessee. It was 36-pound blue catfish, and actually Joe helped me get that one. That was on his boat.
Yeah, so his was, and that was actually an epic day because the first 2 days we had fish. This was oh, sorry. This was actually 2 years ago, and the first day we only caught like 2 catfish, and the biggest was like freaking 3 pounds, and it was like, wow, a dink. Okay, I mean, he caught his first blue cat though. Second day we majorly upgraded to like a 19 or 20-pound blue catfish, and it was kind of a cloudy day, and we caught, I think, maybe like 5 or 6 fish, biggest fish being 20 pounds. And then the third day, kind of windy, a little bit more rain. He caught a 36-pound blue catfish, and then the bite died in that specific area. So we ended up moving a little bit upstream, and he caught a 30-pound flathead and a 34-pound blue in the same spot. So that was a pretty epic day for him. And understand though too that like he fishes the Schuylkill River in Philadelphia, which the Schuylkill River is
the Schuylkill River. It's a shallow river. Maybe the deepest pocket you'll get will be like 20 feet. I mean, the good thing about the river is that it does heat up quickly, so the flatheads will be out a little bit earlier compared to Tennessee. But it is a shallow river, so you're not going to have as much big fish as you normally would with maybe 50 feet water pool you have. So, I mean, there are some, you will have some 40-plus flatheads in the Schuylkill River, but mainly you're going to be having between 10 to 20 pounds as your limit there.
All right, let's kind of get to some of these other questions because I know a lot more people are. So this kid, Evan Elliott, he's a student at Signal Mountain. He says, what's it like growing up with me?
Wow, what's it like growing up with Coach? Wow. Well, I'm going to say what it's like growing up with Joe, not so much Coach. I don't know. I mean, Joe here, he's my best friend. We always do everything together, and of course, we went to high school together, and then we actually went to college together too. And he actually stayed in Tennessee, and then I actually moved out because I got sick of him. So I had to get as far away as I could from Coach here, and went to the East Coast.
All righty. Mike Brown, could you do a video on drifting big blues? I'm not sure if that's for me or if that's for Jake, but yeah, I mean, I could definitely do a video suspend drifting for big blues. It's not really my forte. I'm still kind of learning how to do some drift fishing, but if you want to really get into drift fishing, watch Steve Douglas. Okay, that is like his cup of tea. Okay, he loves drift fishing to death. And
especially doing planer boards.
Yeah, he's using the planer boards now, and Zach Royce, North Carolina, fishing on Lake Gadsden. He does a really great job with it too. But yeah, Mike, I would certainly love to do that for sure. Gonzo Joe, do you get called Jake the Snake?
Yes, I do, but Jake from State Farm has definitely taken the #1 spot. So it's Jake from State Farm, Body by Jake, if you ever seen that infomercial, and then Jake the Snake. So Jake the Snake is actually in third. But if you ever like to, there's a wrestling guy, Jake the Snake. It was more in the 1980s, 1990s. Jake the Snake had that yellow boa. Wasn't that what he had? Yeah, for those older people that are, following Joe's channel here. But yeah, Jake from State Farm. If you ever need a quote, just shoot me a message.
Logan Hunt, did you meet Extreme Philly Fishing as well?
Yes, I know Leo Shang.
What's up, YouTube? Leo Shang here. Oh, I love it. I love Leo. He's a great guy. Yes. All
We
righty.
know Leo pretty well.
Let's see. How do you find catfish in a large lake? Okay, I'm going to tell you something about this, okay? When it comes to finding catfish in general, here's what you need to do. You need to target structure, and what I mean by structure is you need to target down trees, rocky edges. If you see, I mean, and it really depends on where you're talking about too. Okay, if you're not on a boat, it's going to be 10 times harder for you to find catfish pretty regularly than it is with someone who's on a boat. I mean, if you have a boat, you're able to access more water and it gives you more opportunity to go to different places. But if you're bank fishing, I would really do the best you can to find places that have structure, and that can be rocky bottoms, any sort of down trees, and then also focus on creek mouths. Any mouths that go to maybe a smaller creek or something like that, or like another tributary, and then also focus on bends, big bends that you see in the lake, and those typically are kind of like highways for catfish to be kind of moving in and out of those bends. But if you're on a boat, I would definitely say invest in a GPS sonar equipment and get to learn that thing, because that's going to better help you understand the geography under the water. You guys need to fish together sometime. Brandon, we have fished before. Jake and I did a collaboration back in October. Yeah, we did a episode together back in October, and we also did one
To Canada. Wasn't there a Canada video?
Yeah, we did it. We went to Canada together. I think that was like 2 years ago, and there was maybe a couple others. We did some catfish tournaments out where he lives in Philadelphia on the Schuylkill River. But like I said, if you haven't gone to Jake's YouTube channel, it's Top Tactic Fishing. He doesn't post as much because Jake is 10 times busier than me, but he does have a very genuine like fishing channel. And like I said, there's not a lot of people out there from Philly that have YouTube channels. I know Extreme Philly Fishing does. I think there's another guy called the MD Outdoors. And there may be a couple others I can't think of. I mean, I know there's more people from Philly that have YouTube channels, but those are the only two that I can think of. But Jake is one of them. So definitely, subscribe to his channel for sure. Let's see. Who's the older twin?
I have the responsibility of saying that I am 12 minutes older than Chatt Cats Fishing.
I actually kicked Jake out of the win. Okay, that's how it really worked. So
that's true. You can say it that way. Kick me out.
Do you guys have any funny family stories? This is by Julian. Julian is one of my students as well. We have tons.
Yeah, tons. Which one should we say?
Well, keep it appropriate, obviously.
We used to switch classes a lot in school, especially on when we had substitute teachers come in. Man, like that would be the perfect day to like switch classes when there was a substitute teacher, because they just wouldn't know. I mean, God bless them. It was just a win-win every time. So
yeah, Jake and I definitely have a lot of funny stories for sure. I'm trying to think of one that we had, especially around Christmas.
With Dad too, with the lure.
This is kind of a mean. This is kind of a mean story, but a funny one as well, and it involves our dad. Okay, see, Dad bought a.
Okay, so we went to Bass Pro Shop, and we actually went to a lake outside of Cincinnati. It was maybe like 15 minutes away from where we live, and we stopped at the Bass Pro Shop. And Bass Pro Shop can be pretty pricey with their lures and their gear. So we were gonna go for bass fish, and so my dad gets like these like $6-7 lures, and we're like, wow, yeah, if you're paying $7 for a lure, you would think that, yeah, you should get a bass on it. So like so here we're, all three of us are in like a little John boat. It's the smallest boat, first of all, so it's hard to cast anywhere. And so he opens up, the lure, and he ties it on there. And there was, we thought we were in a pretty good area because there was a lot of trees and debris. We're like, yeah, this will be a good
area to catch a bass.
Good spot to catch a bass. And like literally his first cast, the poor lure did not hit water. He hits it right into a tree. Man, I feel bad more for that lure than my dad, because that thing never got a taste of water at all. I mean, it's probably still up there today. It's winter here now, so it's probably like, I'm sure the snow probably got to it first for the water. That's how much the lake. But
yeah, it's a funny story because you had to have been there to really, witness it. But it was freaking hilarious. I mean, like I said, like a $7 lure, hadn't even touched water, just sitting in the tree. You're like, just go. Anyway, but let's move on to these other comments.
We love our dad. We really do.
Yeah, we love our dad. So dad may kill us for telling us this, but anyway, we love you, Dad. Moving on. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Do you like bass fishing?
Yeah. Who doesn't like bass fishing? We all like bass fishing.
Yes.
The rule of thumb is if the catfishing sucks, the bass fishing's really good, and vice versa.
That's what I've always said too. If the bass fishing's good, the catfishing's not really that great. If the catfishing's on fire, the bass bite's not really that great. Interesting how that is. Let's see.
We love Leo too, panfish.
Yeah, he's a good guy. That's Billy. Let's see. Sea monkey, yeah, panfish. You're right. I forgot about sea money fishing. I think that's what you mean as far as based out of Philadelphia. Yeah, sea money fishing. Chris McEntee is a saltwater guru. Probably
yeah, now he is.
Yeah, well, yeah, he actually
he always has been, I guess.
Well, hold on. He actually holds the unofficial state record for the flathead catfish at 56 pounds. I came out of the Schuylkill River like 3 or 4 years ago. And he is a big game fishing hunter guy.
He's your trophy fish hunter.
He's definitely and he's more like a hunter for big fish than he is actually just catching. I mean, he does catch big fish, but he definitely loves to hunt for them, and he does a phenomenal job. And but now he's really transitioned quite well into the saltwater realm.
And if you guys think you can't catch a big fish from a kayak, check out his channel, because he still catches some pretty big fish from his kayak. I think he uses a Hobie, which is probably one of the better fishing kayaks you can use to fish.
Okay, let's see here. Logan, if both of y'all catfish, you guys must have been raised catfishing more than anything else.
You know what? When me and Chatt Cats started fishing, we actually bass fished first.
Yep.
We actually started using bait cast reels. We had a really good friend in high school who actually really just kind of showed us the ropes of how to fish, and he was really into bass fishing. We really didn't get into catfishing until our grandfather was more into catfishing. He kind of showed us a little bit of, what it's like to catfish. But as far as like being hardcore with it, it was probably within the last like 4 years, right? 3 or 4 years.
Yep, something like that. But like I said, I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. Like, a lot of people get the idea that catfish are trash fish. They just sit on the bottom. They're very nasty. They're miserable. They don't fight worth a crap. But it's totally false. Like, catfish are, and I'm just going to say it, like, catfish are at the top of the food chain. Okay, they're like they're the river predator, sort of say. And there's something about that just kind of makes me like that. Their personality is very awesome. Okay, and when you experience a big fish for the first time, and when I say big fish, I mean it's different for everybody. A 20-pound blue catfish could mean the world to somebody. And then for somebody else, 20-pound blue catfish may just be like, oh, that's a good fish. That's a decent fish. But when you get your first big fish, whatever you think that is, the adrenaline just kicks in right away, and there's just nothing like it. And that's the reason why I like to specifically try to catch trophy catfish. I mean, I'm really trying to go for the big ones. And don't get me wrong, there's times where I like just catching eater-sized catfish, and I mean that's fun to do as well. But when you really see a big fish, it's really hard to turn back on. But Jake and I enjoy catching, everything. I mean, we'll go for bass, we'll go for catfish, and actually we're in Ohio for about a week, and we're going to try to do some fishing in the next couple of days, and hopefully go for some walleye or sauger. So that will be something to do. Maybe some smallmouth bass as well. So hopefully we can get a video up for you guys on that. So let's see what else comments we have. Can you guys do a bottle flipping competition? Julian, Jake, do you know about the bottle flipping? Have you seen that where people are bottle flipping? You flip it all the way around so it lands on its bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Julian is crazy about that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to try doing that some other time. I don't think we have any water bottles around, but Julian, it's definitely a good idea. What is your biggest fish overall?
Biggest fish overall?
I think that was your...
It was a 36-pounder.
Yeah. What's your PB bass?
5 pounds. That was in Canada. That's smallmouth.
Yeah. What is Jake's biggest fish he has caught? Yep, you already answered that. Let's see. Ever seen blue cats bust surface bait like stripers do? I have. And usually they do that hybrid chaser when they're in a feeding frenzy. So they do that. I would love to one day catch a catfish on top water. That would be a dream for me to see that and to catch a fish while doing that. Why do you prefer lake fishing over saltwater fishing? Ooh, Smubs Gray. Okay, that's a great question. And Smubs Gray wants the pros and the cons. Okay. All right, I'm going to say this. I haven't done a whole lot of saltwater fishing, okay, but I'm sure if I lived in Florida or if I lived near the coast, I would probably be spending more time, doing saltwater fishing than I would freshwater fishing. Because saltwater fishing, I feel like, is just more, I feel like there's so many more fish to catch out there, and it's just bigger and it's just more wide open. And if I were saltwater fishing, I'd probably be targeting sharks, because
more spots too.
And I really would like to catch a tarpon, so I would definitely probably be focusing more on saltwater fishing if it were me. And the pros and the cons. I mean, the pros of saltwater fishing is that there's more fish you can take home to eat. I feel like there's different variety of fish that you can catch. There's more species out there. And you're like grabbing my hat. The cons of saltwater fishing, weather can be pretty vicious.
I mean, if the waves are too much, the water is just really choppy, that can definitely be rough.
The pros of freshwater fishing, though, is that, it seems to be a little bit more peaceful, okay, especially when you're fishing from the bank. And there's nothing like having just total solitude in a way when you're fishing. So I don't know. It's a preference thing. I mean, I know for me right now, freshwater fishing is my favorite, and that's just because I haven't done a whole lot of saltwater fishing. But that could change. And that's a good thing about fishing is that we all kind of go in waves sometimes whenever we're fishing, So, I mean,
I think another thing too is that it really just depends on the body of water. Like, for example, if you're fishing on a lake, you can probably cover the majority of that lake with your casting. Where with, in the ocean, if you're just fishing from the beach, you're somewhat kind of limited too, because you're not gonna be able to cover like the whole ocean, of course. But with a lake, you can pretty much cover most of the lake. So that's another con positive.
It's a good question by Smubs Gray. Panfish, ever caught a sawguy? I've never caught a sawguy. We have caught walleye before, but never a sawguy. Are smallmouth around your area? Yes. The Great Miami River, the Ohio River, they have plenty of smallmouth. So
there's plenty around Philadelphia too.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what Logan means, yes. Evan, can you give some beginner tips for catfishing smaller bodies of water? I would definitely say if you're fishing, let's say if you're fishing in a pond, okay, if you're fishing in a pond, you have to really find out what other fish are in that pond. I mean, for me, I caught a catfish on corn, whole kernel corn in a pond, and this is my neighborhood pond. And but I've also caught catfish in ponds on night crawlers.
Chicken livers is another good bait.
Chicken livers, you can't go wrong with that.
Especially channel catfish. Channel catfish, I almost consider that almost like a beginning fisherman's catfish. I mean, channel catfish it's like the most common catfish out there, and they love chicken livers. So if you're looking for just to catch your ever first catfish, I would say chicken livers or night crawlers.
And Evan, you can also go with using stink baits. I would recommend the Secret 7 or the Sudden Impact by Team Catfish. And I'm going to try out Tiffany's stink baits that she sent me. But yeah, I mean, the more you fish and the more you're just trying at it and experimenting, you'll eventually find out what works for you. And fish near bridges, underneath bridges. Let's see. And go below the dam. Go below Chickamauga Dam.
And really, just make sure your bait's on the bottom. As long as your bait's on the
yes. I mean, catfish are typically bottom feeders, but Evan, if you go below Chickamauga Dam, I do better actually catching them in the spillway holes. And I'll have to talk to you about that a little later, but it's kind of a technique to it. But I hope that gives you some good feedback there. Let's see here. Guys, it's actually past 10 o'clock. I mean, we did have a little mishap with the internet going out, but we'll go till 10:15, guys, okay? And, yeah, Barrett Buffington, one of my wrestlers. Oh, Dad. Okay, let's see here. Do you use CJ's punch bait? I've never tried it. Plan to, though. So give me a shout-out for Instagram. Landon.aud_811. Go check him out. Do you know how to fish a strip pit? I do not. What's y'all setups? For catfishing, Carolina rig. Just use a no-roll sinker, or you can use a disc sinker and put it on a snap, dual lock snap or something like that, and then use a regular barrel swivel, and then have your monofilament leader line.
Now, I use the exact same setup that Chatt Cats uses, but my main line is actually braid. I know Joe here is a big mono guy, but I like braid. So like my main line will be braid, but I will have a monofilament leader though. That's pretty much the only difference we have with our setups. Actually, every time he comes to Philadelphia, he always complains about my braided line. He's like, "Oh my gosh, this braided line, I just can't deal with it."
Well, here's the thing. Braided line, you got to really just get a feel for it. I'm just not.
It is. You do.
I'm not really.
It's a preference thing.
Right? It is. I mean, every person has their own preference. Okay, it is what it is. If you like using braid, more power to you. But if not, that's okay too. Okay. Foss fishing. I'm sorry, but this is hurting my brain. He's actually one of my students too. I'm sorry. Foss fishing. Maybe take an ibuprofen. Let's see here.
Oh, is he one of your students?
Yeah.
Sure, it'll hurt your brain more in class.
Gonzo Joe, you have an awesome setup at the back of your boat, but when I fish with my friend, I drop one straight down at the front and cast my others out to the left and right. Does that boat position make a difference? Not really. I don't think so. Gonzo Joe. Let me read that question again just to make sure I understand it again. You have an awesome setup at the back of the boat. I don't think it matters as far as the boat position. No, shouldn't be a problem. Endomitis, great to see you again. When you caught your 90-pound blue, why do you think bluegill work better in the colder temps than other native bait fish? And I think the reason why the cut bluegill worked better is because they were more prevalent in that particular area. Usually the skipjack and the shad are harder to find in my particular area in the wintertime. And it all is contingent upon water temperature. like reaches below like 55 degrees, the skipjack just kind of run out. I mean, they're still there in spurts every now and then, but typically they're out and they're further downstream. And I really feel like the bluegill just typically does better because they're more prevalent in that particular area. Okay. Hey guys, have you ever fished in North Carolina? I have. Have
Yeah.
you fished in North Carolina?
Carolina
Yeah, Carolina
Beach.
Beach. That's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to Carolina Beach a few years ago. So yeah, definitely.
Sure, we caught our spot and some flounder out there.
Yeah. Do you guys ever trout fish or steelhead fish?
Not really.
I've done a little bit of trout fishing in Gatlinburg
Yeah,
and a little bit this past summer up near Old Fort, North Carolina.
Yosemite National Park in California has a lot of trout out there too.
Let's see. Thanks, going to Florida soon. Will be one. Let's see. Micah, do you ever use large goldfish, Baltimore minnows for cats? Those are popular in Marietta on the Ohio River. I've used goldfish in Virginia, and you got to be careful with using goldfish. You got to make sure that they're legal in your state or your particular area. But I caught this past summer. I tried goldfish for the first time and caught like a 20-pound blue catfish on it, and it worked great. I caught a flathead and like 2 blues. So yeah, they work great. Jake, do you have a Mish Tackle Box subscription?
Sadly, I do not, but I should. I've been kind of thinking about it. Make a good Christmas gift, wouldn't it, Chatt Cats?
Yeah, maybe I can do a giveaway or something. I will say the Catfish Mystery Tackle boxes are getting better. The last one they put in there was the best one so far, and it was like all catfish tackle. I mean, good stuff. And I'll be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to try to do a slam for that particular box in the next couple weeks. So be looking out for that. But it was a really good box. I was actually very impressed. Let's see here. All right, guys, maybe just a few more questions, and then we're going to have to call it quits here. If I start catfishing, what rod should I get to start? I would try the ugly stick. Yep, we said at the same time. Nuts. Yeah, use the ugly stick. Very sensitive tip. Have really great backbone and a very good action. So yeah, that's definitely
It's a good beginner's rod.
Mm-hmm. Ever fish for the Schuylkill for flatheads?
All the time.
Yeah, that's where Jake primarily fishes, is the Schuylkill River. I love the Schuylkill. I mean, it's a really unique river right in the city there. You know, a lot of people wouldn't think, oh yeah, Philadelphia, you wouldn't think of fishing. Philadelphia, you would think of like sports, entertainment. But yeah, I mean, you get some big fish out of there. Can you catch skipjack at this time of the year? If so, how? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I think that's Kyron Keener. You can. You just have to kind of go to different places to find where they are. I think right now in my particular area, a lot of them are near Raccoon Mountain at that discharge. Chickamauga, it's hit or miss, but I haven't seen any there in a while. Nickajack and Watts Bar may be a little more consistent, and then you can also try Cumberland City. But they're skipjack are finicky. They're literally hit or miss. So, but yeah, you can catch them. And how? Usually they're near dams, they're near discharges. Use a white Foley spoon or a Foley spoon of that sort, or a marabou jig. Put it on 10-pound test line and cast it out into the current seams of the discharge. How do you catch trout in Gatlinburg? There's a lot of streams up in Gatlinburg that you'll be able to find them in. So just kind of do some research online, type in trout fishing in Gatlinburg online and see what comes up. That's kind of what I did, but there's a lot of different streams up there that you can fish for them. Have we ever fished in Michigan? No, we have not.
Should do that sometime.
Flipmasters, can you make a shout out to me, please? I always watch you. Yes, how's it going? Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Merry Christmas, Evan. Jake, what's your biggest flathead?
I think it was actually in Tennessee too, right? Wasn't it like that?
How big was it? Like 30, 31 pounds.
Yeah, I've caught a couple that were around that range. But usually, I usually catch a lot mine in the high teens, low 20s is usually where I catch my my flatheads in. But yeah, 30, 31 pounds sounds about right.
Okay, mine's 56 pounds.
Shut up.
Or no, excuse me, not 50, 54. Sorry. Best time to catch catfish depends on what kind of catfish you're going for. Anytime, okay? But like your biggest chance of catching a pure giant is in the wintertime.
Flatheads is going to be spring or fall, though. You really won't catch any flatheads in the wintertime. Doesn't mean you won't. I mean, you still can, but flatheads are a little more sensitive to temperature change. So your best bet's going to be spring and fall.
Eric asked you that.
Catfish go near Valley Forge, Drive Forge, a great spot, pool 30. I've heard of that area. It's a little bit of a hike for me to get up there. It's about 40, 45 plus minute drive to get there. If you know where Morton or Springfield is, that's where I live.
All righty. Well, we're going to take 2 more questions, guys, okay? And then we're going to call it quits. And one of them is, any tips or catfishing in a lake with no structure? Yeah, the tip is try to target
The deepest part of the lake, which will probably be the center.
Well, yeah,
is what I would say.
yeah. I mean, you can focus on deeper spots, but also focus like on ledges, drop-offs, channel ledges. A lot of the catfish love to hang out near the channel, and if you can like drift fish near those channel ledges, you'll have probably a better success rate of catching some good catfish. But I mean, Jake's right too. You can target on deeper water, it just depends, and a lot of that depends on water temperature. But I would target more the drop-offs, the flats, the channel ledges, and so forth. Any tips on pond catfishing? I went over that a little while ago, but if you're going to be catching fish catfish out of ponds, I would try night crawlers, corn, crickets, chicken livers would probably be okay. But I would
stink baits too.
Yeah, I haven't really had great success with stink baits, but definitely night crawlers and corn I have. How old are you? We are 30 years old.
Unfortunately.
Please answer my question. Have you ever fished at Hales Bar? No, we have not. Me is skipjack. How about for you?
Bluegill.
Bluegill.
Cut bluegill.
Cut bluegill for Jake. All right, guys, we're gonna call it quits here. Actually, no, we got 4 minutes, so we'll take a few more questions. Actually, we got 4 minutes. I said till 10:15. So let me just kind of recap a little bit what had happened. The internet went out. With this giveaway and everything, what you need to do to be part of the giveaway is that you can comment on this video and then the video that was in the very beginning of this 1 hour session. Okay, so there's technically 2 videos you can comment on. And what I'll do is I will draw the winners from those 2 videos. I will go ahead and take all the names from those 2 videos and draw 4 winners. And we'll have $25 gift cards to Amazon. So that's how that will work. And I'll be able to, wait a second. We got Chris Flores here.
Hey,
Money
Chris.
River Catfishing.
Love your channel, man.
Sorry, I haven't seen him on my channel before. Great to see you, Chris. Catfish Conference, yes, I will be going there. Will you be going there, Jake, in February?
Probably not, unfortunately.
Well, we'll try to get you there for sure. But I'll definitely be there, Chris. Hopefully I'll get to see you for sure. But let's see. Anyway, guys, so yeah, that's how the giveaways are going to work. So comment on this video after it's published and then comment on the other one, and we'll be set and ready to go. Landon, okay, real quick. He's like, I'm getting on your nerves, but do you all have a wife or girlfriend?
All right, so yes, I am happily married. I have 3 kids, twins that are 20 months old, and then I have a newborn who's 3 months old. So you can only imagine how much sleep I get per night. Please pray for me. Oh, don't worry, I'll dream about catfish, I promise.
I'm also married too. My wife's name is Crystal. We have 2 beautiful daughters, Kaylee and Adeline. Kaylee is 4 years old, and Adeline will be a year in January. So we're very busy. Like, I mean, we work and we provide for our families. We're fathers. We're husbands. So yeah, we definitely have our families, and that's why we're all here for Christmas time. So we're here for like a week. Jake and I will try to.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. So I was like, I'll pray for Jake. Yeah. So we'll try, guys. Understand, we'll try to do some fishing during this week, but like I said, Christmas first and foremost is about I mean, it is. I mean, for me, it's really about family, okay, and being with the family. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, being with the family, spending time with them. I mean, you can't, I wouldn't trade those memories for anything, not even a catfishing trip. You know what I'm saying? So usually the wintertime is really slow for me with fishing in general. So, but yeah, we'll try to get a day out if we can to catch some walleye or sawguy or, some smallmouth bass or whatever.
Hashtag pray for Jake.
Anyway,
That's awesome.
but so yeah, if you guys before we end this, go to Jake's channel right now, Top Tactic Fishing. Okay, I'm gonna type it.
Guys, there's not many videos, but don't worry, videos will be coming. I guarantee that.
Top Tactic Fishing.
And hey, by the way, I do have hair. Unlike Chatt Cats Fishing, I have hair, so that is big difference. You can tell age has got to him quickly, unlike me.
Yeah, Jake's hair is a wig, actually. Jake's actually bald, so I'm kidding. Anyway, all right, guys, we're going to do a quick dab before we leave. Jake needs to know how to do a dab, okay? So when you do a dab, all you're going to do is stick your hand out, and then, look, you're going to turn the other way and go like this, okay? So, look, you're going to go like this.
All right, let's do it.
So
my hand will go this way, and I'll be like this.
Well, no, you're going to look into this hand.
Oh, okay.
While your other hand is, so you'll go like this. Okay?
Gotcha.
And we're going to end this live stream, guys. Like I said, make sure you comment on this video and the one before because of this whole mishap. And then we'll be good to go. Merry Christmas to you guys. Love you guys. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Let's do the dab. Here we go. All right. So you're gonna go like this.
Yeah. Okay. Just like this. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna do it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Dab. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Peace. All right.